Good afternoon, everybody. So let us start our class today. But I'm sorry that my last lecture was not recorded. Actually, it was recorded with soundless, without any sound, because my microphone was muted. So I will quickly go through our last lecture, the welcome lecture. So come to our first year experience page, ccsc.kenesa.edu/fye. Will get information about our first year experience program, and then our course schedule will be here available. We will follow our course schedule from here. Okay, and then we have our resources available here on this page. So if you click on this resource page, and then you see that we have link for free books, and we have all lab assignments link over here also. And for our lecture slides, if you click on slide repo, then at the beginning we have 1321 lecture slides, and then we have 1322 lecture slides. As you see, we have more than we have to cover. So this will be really a busy semester, but I believe you will learn a lot. Okay, so let us start. Okay, again, I would like to welcome you in my. So this is the information about myself and my email address and my office hour and communication policy. So as I mentioned, please send me email from your official KSU email and not send me email from D2L. So as we mentioned that most of your information will be available on our first year experience page. And as well as we will get our information from your course module and then other information on D2L. So I believe everybody has access to D2L. Is there anyone here have access on D2L yet? Okay, that's good. So if you log into your D2L system, that it will ask you to your password. Sorry, I have two-step verification. Then if you go to D2L, then this is your section, right? This is your section. I am also teaching another section, 1322, Programming Problem Solving 2. That is an online section. So my recorded lecture will be applicable equally for your section 3 as well as the online section, So if you go to your course homepage, then you will see this is your course homepage. Then if you click start here, then you will get the syllabus over here. Okay. So I would like you to go through the syllabus and the first year experience page for your first quiz that will be due Your first quiz is due by this weekend. Okay, so if we go to our schedule, so you see that the first schedule is our syllabus quiz and policy quiz. Okay, so you can take multiple times, unlimited times, until you reach 100% correct for the policy and syllabus quiz, but please complete it by this weekend. So our goal is to give you some information about our policy and our program. Okay, so how do you go to a quiz? So if you go to D2L and then click on the quizzes, then you see that your syllabus quiz, it will tell you that when it is going to be due. It's on August 25th at midnight, before midnight. So start as early as possible. You see, I can see that there are 20 people who already submitted syllabus quiz and 13 people who submitted policy quiz. Okay, for other quizzes, you see that, for instance, quiz 1, 2, and 3. So for 1, 2, and 3, these for 3 quizzes are due on 9th, oh sorry, 1/8, September 8. So at any time before this due date, you can take all of complete quizzes 1, 2, and 3. Yes. One attempt. I will check. Yes.
And when will it show us our grade?
Okay, I will check.
Okay.
You should see your grade on the grades page. There is a grades on the grade book. Okay. You should see your grade. I'm not going there. Sorry, it's confidential. Okay, as I mentioned that some time to time we may change or update our syllabus. So if you find a later version of V1 means version 1, if you get a later version, version 2 or 3 or 4, please always follow the latest version. Get rid of previous versions. Okay, so now if we go to our resources and go to our slide repository, then this is the welcome to first year experience slide I covered last week in our last class, but unfortunately it with my sound. So I want to go quickly about this page. So I know that this course will be your prerequisite for your entrance to either computer science or software engineering or IT. So in order to have your major in one of these subject area, you must get at least a B in this course. Why B? Because we want you to graduate successfully, smoothly. So expert like the professor who are guiding and we are in our team. So about our experience, from our experience, we have decided that if you struggle for a B for this course, it will be really for you. It's likely that you will struggle to graduate with computer science or IT. So our goal is to with a good foundation and strong foundation, so that yes. Microphone is on or off? Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. My microphone was off. So we will start with pseudocode when we our 1321. We will use pseudocode, but shortly we will give less importance on pseudocode. So once we my goal is that once we understand pseudocode, in 1321 Introduction to Programming and Problem Solving, we focus on pseudocode a lot. But for 1322, we want to focus more on coding. So after the first exam, we like to completely on program code rather than pseudocode. Okay, so as you know that I am the lecturer of this class, but there are 4 professors and 6 GAs that are ready to help you. And we have our office hours. You can stop by or you can email us. And also there is a tutoring center in our building. So from next class, next week we will use Archive. So an app that we will use in order to collect your attendance. There is a 1.5 point bonus towards your grade. If you join in like 100% classes, then you will get 1.5. If you get 80% class attendance, then you will get 80% of this. So sometime it will be helpful for some of you to upper grade, letter grade. Okay, as I mentioned, then please do not send me email from D2L. You know, on the D2L page, there is an option to send email from here. But the problem is that if you send me an email from D2L, it will be forwarded to my email address. But if I reply from there, it will not be going to your email address, email address. That is a problem. So we are facing, so please do not send me any email from your Gmail or Yahoo Mail. That is non-KSU email address. If we understand that, if we catch you that you send email from your non-email, non-KSU email address, we will not reply. Okay, and one important date I want to mention that the October 9th is the due date to withdraw from this class without any academic penalty. But I expect that none from my class, anybody from my class will drop after a month or even after this class. Because the goal is that maybe I will not be teaching well, but this course you have mostly learning by yourself. Our goal is to teach you how to walk on the field of object-oriented programming. We will basic concept and foundation of object-oriented programming so that you can start working on this field, and then you yourself start running on this field. The running means you have to practice programming. Sometimes it will happen that you understand the programming by looking the screen or slide. But if you go to write a program, you will forget, you will do mistake. And I like you to do some mistake, make some error in your program. When you debug your program, then sometimes you will do same mistake a few times. Then after a while, you will get a clue so that you do not do some kind of mistake again, or you will learn something new from your mistakes. Another thing that in the lab final will be the last week of your class. Lab final will be, your lab instructor will tell you, and everybody have to register another lab course, 1 credit lab. Although that is 1 credit lab class, but you will have to do a lot of assignments and programming for that 1 credit. Compared to this theory class, 3 credit theory class, lab class has a lot of programming. Ultimately, actually, you will be learning whatever you will learn in this class, you will do practice for your lab. And one thing that we will discuss object-oriented programming with respect to C#, Java, and C++ sometime. There are minor differences, maybe 80% in 80 to 85% cases, object-oriented concepts are same in C++ and Java and C#. But for some cases, there are some differences, and we will cover those. So we will practice both C# and Java. So people who are taking C# lab also will learn Java. People who are taking Java lab also will be learning C#. So in this course, you will be familiar with 2 languages at least. So for C#, we will use what is that called? Microsoft Visual Studio. And in order to get Microsoft Visual Studio, you need your authentication. And who will be using Mac, you have to log in virtual machine in order to use Microsoft Visual Studio. But you can Eclipse for Java. Eclipse works for both Windows and Mac. Okay, so for our other policy, the College of Education, College of Engineering, Software Engineering, actually our program is very strict. So we will use some software to track your submission. We want to make sure that whatever you learn and whatever you do and whatever you submit, that is your own. So please do not plan that you will share your code with someone else, or you will get your code from someone else. If you get caught, both person will be penalized equally. And there are some other policies, submission policies and guidelines on the first year experience page. So it's a first year experience policies and submission guidelines. I would like you to please review this information before you start your policy and syllabus quiz. So anyone has any questions so far? Yes. We will check that is available or not. Maybe after, maybe. I will check. Okay, so beyond this official policy and guidelines, and did I mention that in last week that I want to employ my own policy? I have one more restriction that I do not like anybody that will not be succeeded in this course. I like everybody at least get a B. I want you and everybody to give focus on my lecture. That my lecture is not good, or if you get somewhere other good resources, then you don't need to come into class. I will be uploading my lecture videos online. If you like, you can watch this from home or from anywhere. But if you attend in this classroom, you have to help me. Okay? I have my plan to help. Okay, so you know I have about 350 students. Two other sections, 100 full. My 1321, all classes full. 120 out of 120 students, and then your class about 100 students. I have another class, online class, 50 students. So that policy, my policy is very simple. I don't like anybody to open any device sitting in the back. So if you need, I think you don't need to open your device, because I will be recording my lecture. Whatever I do program, I will be posting on my GitHub account, and I will show you in where I will be posting. You do not need to write the key point and give focus. But if you really need to open a device, please send me an email to Giver, especially who are sitting in the back. You can open your computer or any screen, any device, please. If you need to open, please come forward. Sit in the front so that I can see, or we can see, that you are not opening anything else other than this course materials. Right? But always we have emergency. If you get a phone call or message from your family or someone else, that's important. If you think it's important, silently go outside, receive the phone, and come back. Okay, and if you think that there is something, one or two messages passing will fulfill your emergencies, then do it from here. Okay, but I don't like to see that you will be opening your, you'll be looking your screen minutes after minutes, hours after hours. Okay. So anyway, if anyone has any objection about this, please send me an email or see me first face to face. I want to discuss, because I have no personal interest in doing that. For your own interest, I want to apply that. Okay, everybody gets ready. So let us. So this was my last lecture, first lecture and welcome lecture. So, and maybe one more thing. I have a YouTube channel that is called CSITEd Experts, Science and Information Technology Education Experts. That is available on YouTube channel. I will be posting my all of my recorded videos, lectures on that channel. If you go here, youtube.com, sorry. If you go youtube.com and look first, search for CSIT Experts, then you should get my channel. And then on this channel, you see a playlist. There are some playlists, and here which somewhere 1322. Okay, CSE 1322 section 303. This is your section 2019. So I will be uploading all of our lecture videos on channel. Sorry, my first lecture was not recorded with sound. So everybody, I like everybody to watch my this 27 minutes video.
Welcome to the CSITEd Experts Online.
So, and on this video, I have just mentioned some quick tips how to computing quickly. So if you have some time, so please watch this video at least one time. So this is our second class. Now this is our second class. Welcome everybody again in our CSE 1322 course, and let us start with our lecture 1. This one lecture will be just a review of 13 content. In some universities they say 1321 is CS1. In some universities they say 1322 or 1222, that's CS2. But you will see that our CS2 content is enriched with a lot of, or almost all of the object-oriented concept, programming concept. So if you do good in this course, actually, you will have a strong foundation. If you, it's my opinion that if you get an A in this course, it is very likely that you will graduate smoothly. You will get A in almost all of your courses. Okay, then if you get a B in this course, it is likely that you will graduate smoothly. But if you struggle for a C or D, then really you will struggle to graduate. Okay, so let us start, and we need to work and study in a collaborative and friendly environment. Okay, so let us start with our journey with a friendly and collaborative mind. In collaboration means I to help yourself, to help myself, and you should help yourself. How can you help yourself? Okay. So the only thing I know to do well in this course is just to practice. Nothing will perfect without practicing. Okay, so let us start our class. So people here who did not take CSE 1321 at KSU. So I like you to go, that's got a number of students. I like you to go to our resource page of our lecture modules for 1321 are available here. Okay, so please, okay, get these modules, at least look at the slides and try to remember or understand these modules. I will cover this just in this week and next week. We will cover all of this. But if you need to recall back, then I like you to go back to these slides. Okay. Okay, there are actually 8 or 9, 10 data types. Types means the kind of data that we will be using in our program. Okay, so all data, there is no program without any data. All programs use some kind of data. Okay, the data is a numerical data. Data can be a numerical data or a alphabetic data or a alphanumeric data or another kinds. These are the common kinds. So numerical data, based on numerical data, those are classified into byte, short, integer, long, double, float, and character. So you see that these are called the keywords of the programming languages. So these you have to follow this keyword exactly as is, because these are case sensitive. So for byte, you type in byte, not be in uppercase. Okay. In Java, okay, so the numerical data is byte, short, integer, long, double, float. Okay. Except the last one, character, it works for both string also or character, and it also works for a numerical number. So a byte has 8 bit, 8 bit of memory location. Short text also, it takes 2 byte or 16 bit. Text in Java 32 bit. Long text 64 bit. Okay, and double takes 64 bit. Double is used for data with decimal point, the decimal point. Okay, similarly, float is used data with a decimal point, and character is also used for holding a single character also, or a ASCII value of a character, and character also used only to hold only one single character, or key code of a character. Okay, and bool in C++ we say bool, and in Java we say boolean. This variable contains only one bit for true or false value. It holds for true or false value. And in Java we use string s in uppercase to hold a bunch of characters that we put within double quote. Group of characters are coded within double quotes, then it is called a string. In C#, we can use string s is in uppercase or s is in lowercase. In one of the quiz question, you may have seen this. And it is also an interview question sometimes. Interviewer wanted to mislead you or to check you whether you understand C# or not. Okay. So in order to work with some data, the number or string or a character, we need to declare a variable. Declaration of a variable is we need to declare its type first, then with one space, then its name. For instance, int mynum here is a data, is a variable over here. Okay, and int is its type. Okay. So then that means this mynum, this variable will contain an integer value. Okay, there is a range for each of this type. If you want to learn more about this, please do a Google search or refer to a book for the range. Okay, for here mynum, it is an integer variable. It will contain only that means a full number. It will, if we put int equal to 42.5, it will not hold 0.5. It will hold only the number 42. Okay, an integer data, it cannot contain any point. But if you need to put a decimal point, then use double. And double is used actually for holding large variable value. And if your value is actually smaller, then you can use float. Float and double are all same kind, but if you use float, then at the end you have to use f. Okay, either in uppercase or lowercase, you have to use this f if you want to use a float. Okay, and another important type is string. We will work a lot with string, and also we have a dedicated week we will discuss about string. And I believe everybody should, if you took CS1 class, then you should be familiar with string operation. Okay, so I like everybody to recall string operation. For instance, in Java, okay, So here in Java, we use system.out.print or println that x. Here x is assumed to be a variable. It is predefined variable. And in this case, the value of x will be printed by this line. Here system is must be an uppercase. So system, that means out is an object. This is system is a class. By default, in C++, in Java, all classes start with uppercase number. All objects start with a lowercase number. And all methods start with lowercase number. But in C#, different. In C#, most of the methods start with an uppercase number, uppercase letter. In Java, there is a built-in scanner class. We use an object of this class. Just this is the declaration of object. This is the type, and this is the object. We use an object of the scanner class in order to make a link with our keyboard and between our keyboard and our program. That will help us to some value of a variable using keyboard. Okay, so that is the line. Sometime you will see that we will use scanner class a lot in order to scan a value. That means in order to taking input of a value using a keyboard. Okay. So here this line, I am linking my scan object with my system.in with my system that is associated, knows my keyboard and keys. And then if I see my string, another string equal to scan.nextLine. So whatever this next line method, it will help us sorry, to get some value to whatever we type in through our keyboard, and until we press enter, that value will go to my word string through the scanner object. Scan. So it is a little bit complicated to understand or explain. But for now, since we have to use this scanner method a lot, just scanner class object a lot. So for now, this scanner is a constructor of this class. We will know about constructor and string IO operation maybe later in this course. You see here file and input IO operations or IO operations, input output operation. Later we will know about this, but for now, just I like you can remember this or memorize this, how to scan a value, input from keyboard, these two lines. If I would declare this variable as an integer variable, then it would take, I would say, next int. We will go through some program of this kind. There is a next int here, right? You see that my num is an integer variable, so instead of using next line, so I will put next int. You see I in uppercase. If I want to use my another variable as a float, then I would say next float one, then double. So these method, next line, next int, built-in method in this scanner class. We will discuss this later, but for now, please remember that to take input from keyboard, we need to use this scanner. Okay, but it is sometimes okay. So it's hard for me actually. I want to focus on programming, so it's hard for me to, although in writing this statement in pseudocode mode. If it is the pseudocode mode, here name, pseudocode does not say your type, what kind of what is the data type. It's a name, it is blank, that whenever you say blank, then you have to assume that this is a string. Since we have double quote with nothing here, so that is, this is a string. Okay, so then print, this means this print, it will print what is your name. This is a prompt it will give to mean a, and then we say read user input, that what will be user, as in maybe by using keyboard or something. And then whatever you put user input, then it will be going to name. And then if you print hello plus name, then it will say hello name. Without any space, if you want to give space, then more like to do like this, hello plus space plus name. So here in 1321 or in this course, you will hear a word abstraction a lot. Anybody here has idea about abstraction? What is called abstraction? Abstraction. Level of detail. Okay. Anyone has any idea about abstraction? If you took 1321, you should understand abstraction. That is something. You are very close. You are close that an abstraction, we abstract. Abstract is something concrete, right? So in programming, we use abstraction in order to hide something or giving more emphasis on something else. For instance, in order to drive a car, we need to start a car, right? In order to start a car, push the key and turn it. Then usually engine start on, right? But we, in order to be a good driver, safe driver, it is not required for us to learn how the ignition system works, right? How the engine works, right? You don't need to know that. That is good, right? So that ignition, how the ignition system works is abstract to us, is hidden to us. Okay, we do not need to give focus how the engine is working. We just need to focus what is in front of us and behind or surrounding us. Okay, so here, like programming, so we will use abstraction a lot, like using method. We have print. So at the very beginning, we are using print. This is a method. So in order to print something, we just need to use this print method exactly, appropriately, right? At this point, do not give focus how the print method works. Okay. So here abstraction is here. We will be using abstraction here. Abstraction, a lot of abstraction. You see the abstraction is here. That means print, how the print method works, how the value of x is going to be displayed on my screen, that are abstract to us. We will not give focus on that. Rather, we will focus something else. Understand? That is an abstraction. We will use a lot of abstraction. For instance, here, read. Okay. Do not ask any question. What is meant by read? How the read method works. Abstract to us. Because if we go to that way, we will just spend our time. Okay. So in programming and in our real life, we use abstract word sometimes, and we sometimes avoid abstract word. Sometimes we use abstraction, sometimes we avoid abstraction. For instance, we know that, for instance, 10 to the power 3, right, equal to, everybody knows here, right, 1000, right? 10 to the 3 equal to 1000, right? Okay, so if someone asks me, okay, how much this MacBook cost, what should I tell? 10 to the power $3 or $1,000? What do you expect? Huh? $1,000, right? Not 10 to the power 3, right? Abstract term. Okay. Usually we avoid this, but we use dollar. Someone asks you, what is the weight of an atom? What is the speed of light? We use something with power. Right? In that case, we use abstract word. It depends on situation. Sometimes we use abstraction, sometimes we avoid abstraction. But in programming, sometimes we will, if we have interest and if we have enough knowledge to understand how the print method works, we will go. Otherwise, we will use abstraction. To work a program, data must be valid and within range. All data must be valid and within range. And you see that the previous line of code that was in pseudocode. This pseudocode, if we want to implement this pseudocode in C#, then we will use console. Console.write. You see that in C#, all methods are start with an uppercase letter. So within write, then we have this one as this is a string. When we enclose some characters within double quote, a pair of double quotes, that is called a string. And here, this method console.readLine, this method is used to read something using keyboard. So, and this is more similar with, if we go this program, and here use the plus operator. This is a kind of operator overloading, is called string concatenation. This plus operator, we know that plus operator is usually used to add two numeric numbers. But when the plus operator has a string on its left side, if the plus operator gets a string on his left side, then whatever it gets on from right side, that the entire result will be given as a string. So even for I say hello 3 plus 2, for instance, then it will give me hello space 2. There is a quiz question like this. Okay, so there is a similar code for this one in C#. There, look at this code. This code is in C# and this is in Java. You see that in C# we use console.writeLine, and in Java we use scan.nextLine. This is the first difference between C# and Java. So you need to remember both, because sometimes we will use C# and sometimes we will use Java instead of code. Okay. If I get a few minutes today, I will start a program with C# or Java. So from now, instead of print method, we will sometime instead of console.writeLine shortcut, we will write print. Whenever you see print, that means in C# format, this is the print.writeLine, console.writeLine, and in Java we will understand that this means this. It means system.out.println. Okay. In shortcut we will say print instead of this. Okay. And in shortcut we will say read method. Okay. So then when you say use read method, then if you code your program in C plus in Java, then you will write these 2 lines. Actually, there are 2 lines over here. And then if you write in Java, then this is the 1 line, C#. This line. Pseudocode format. Okay, for your test 1, you can write pseudocode, but after test 1 or test 2, maybe we will not allow you to write pseudocode. Because writing pseudocode has not exactly straightforward or strict. Sometimes it is vague. Sometimes I cannot explain something properly using pseudocode. So these are the conditional statement, if, else, if. These are more similar in C# and Java. And what do we mean by print over here? If we use C#, then print will be something. And if you use Java, then print will be actually something else. Okay. Remember this slide, please. Okay, and we use and opening and closing brackets in order to enclose a group of statement as a single, more likely as a compound statement. And in order to implement abstraction, okay, we will use actually we will use method. Method is mainly used to concise a large number of statements, a group of statements within a name. The method has usually its return type and the name and a pair of parentheses. So this is the good way to understand which one is a method. So the good way to remember that whenever you see a group of parentheses, so here print it has parentheses, right? Opening parentheses, closing parentheses. This is the method. And this is a method. So within the parentheses, you may see something or you may not see something. If you see something within parentheses, these are called argument. Arguments work more likely as local variable, but there are some differences. Okay, here this is next line method, this is the method, and println, this is the method, and this is the method. Println works likely there is an ending \n at the end. If you put a \n, is it read only mode? It doesn't allow me to change. Okay, and then at the end of a method, it usually returns a value if there is a return type. But if you do not want to return a value, then we put void on the place of return type. If a method has a void return type, then it does not return anything. Okay, the return expression is written as return, then space, whatever you want to return after that. and return this statement must match with the return of your method. Okay, so this is a pseudocode of a method. Method name is print menu. Usually a pseudocode has like this begin and end. If you write something in your test one, if you want to use pseudocode, then you must follow this format. If you do not use begin, then you will lose some point. But if you do not use end, then you will lose some point. You see the format of begin has nothing after that. But format of end has something. That is the name of your method. This is the pseudocode format. So that pseudocode, if you want to implement in C# or Java, usually we use this on void. That's the method return type is void. That means there is nothing at the end, no return statement. Okay, so you see this is another pseudocode. This is for like method get choice and end get choice. So everything in between these are the body of this method. Okay, so within body, if you have do, then somewhere you need to have end do. If you have while, somewhere you need to have end while. That is missing over here. So, but writing codes is easier for me in C# or in Java. So because you see that in method, this is the beginning. This opening brace, it means the beginning and it means the end. This is do, this is the end. So you may be familiar with while and do while statement. There is a difference between while and do while statement. Okay, the do while has do first and then while at the end. It executes the statement body at least one time without checking the condition. After that, when it checks the condition, if the condition meet, then it goes back to the body again. If the condition fails, then it's just execute one time and it gets this loop. And you see that another thing that after while loop there is a semicolon. Sometimes you will see that while if you use while, then there will be condition over here. While for while it checks the condition first. If the condition is met, then it enters into the body. In that case, there is no semicolon at the end of the body. There is a difference between while and do while. Pseudocode for for loop. We will use looping statement a lot. Looping and control statement a lot. This for loop, you see, this is that I claim that it has a parenthesis, right? Pair parenthesis. It is a method. It is a kind of method for. This is a built-in method, control method, looping method. So we are hiding something because we are using abstraction. We do not need to know how the for method it works itself. You don't need to know that, okay? We will use this as an abstraction. We will focus what is the condition, what are the condition within for, and what is the body. As you know, this is an integer time sum equal to 0, and then this integer is this called index variable. It start with 0 and it goes 0 to less than 100. How many times? 0 to less than 100. How many times? Can anyone please help me? Huh? How many times? So if say I equal to I plus 2, okay, let me make it I equal to I plus 1. How many times it will go? Equal to sum plus equal to I. That means sum equal to sum plus I. It's something like this. this is something like this. How many times 100 or 99? It will be 100. 0 itself is a number here. 0, 1, 2, 3 up to less than 100 is 99, right? 0 to 99 equal to 100. If you say equal over here, then how many times? 101, right? Then if you say 1, from 1 to less or equal to 100, how many times? 100 times, right? Okay, there will be slight difference between these. Careful. Okay, but usually as a human being, we start counting from 1. And we feel comfort, right? Start counting from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100. But all electronic devices, they for using 0. So programmers, they will use only 0. Instead of putting equal sign over here, they will put less than 100. Then that will 0 to 100 equal to 0 to less than 100 equal to 99, right? But I can do like this way. I'm sorry. Less or equal to 99, right? Same thing. There are some variations. Please, when you practice, please do some practice on this and then look at your output. So for practicing, you don't need to go to 100. So you can practice by going like up to 9, 0 to 9 equal to 10. Right? Okay, so this is the while condition. Maybe for while, as I mentioned that after while loop, it will check the condition first. If made, then it will go into the body. If it does not, then it will get out of this body. And there is no semicolon after a while. Semicolon after. Okay, this is my last slide for practice. So we will go two ways. We will go some slides. Our slides are available on our first year experience page on resource page. So we will go through our slides, and as well as we will do some programs. For instance, in order to do program completely on C#, we will use Microsoft Visual Studio, and we will, for Java, we will use Eclipse. So I like everybody to install both Eclipse and Visual Studio on your computer, okay? And for some time, in order to save our time, quickly we will use some other resources. Like one of these is useful is repl.it. Anyone has an idea about here using? Anyone here has experience using repl.it? Okay, that's good. This is a good interactive and one line DE development environment for programming. Okay, so if we click over here, so actually then I'm also log into my account. You need to create your account. This account, creating account is free and it will take just 1 minute. I like everybody create an account here. And then for instance, then if we want to do our new REPL, then it will show us a bunch of programming languages, list of programming languages, that which programming language I want to use to make code, okay? So for instance, that mostly we will use Java and C#. So if I click on Java, okay, then then it has selected Java programming language and name of your REPL. What is the program I want to name this, save as, okay? So let me say CSE1322 lecture maybe L02 EX01, for instance. I'm sorry. Let me give this example. This name as a, okay, this is my program name, and if I click, okay, example 0, okay, Java. Since I selected Java, so let me do it Java, then create REPL. So within a second, it will create a blank, okay, with this. And then if I click on run button, say the hello world, it will be print world, okay, REPL. It may take few seconds sometimes in order to see my result. And this is my output, right? Okay, so now let us go repl.it, another, and create another program with C sharp, and let me name it, I'm sorry, and let me name it as a CSRPL. Then it is giving me same program in two different languages. Okay, so now let us do a side-by-side comparison of this single program. This is in Java, is in Java, and this is in C sharp. Let us have a look the difference between Java and C sharp format. Okay, in Java, you will have public, static, void, main, string. This is string. This is array, symbol of array, args. Okay, we will later discuss what is meant by public, what is meant by static. A little bit discuss what is meant by void. Void means there is no return statement here, right? And this is the main method. And what is string? This is a string, and args is the name of the string array. And look at, compare the lines 2 over here on in Java and in C sharp. In C sharp, the line 2 number is line number 4. So compare the line number 4 here in below in C sharp and number 2 on Java. So in Java, we are using public, static, void, main, string, okay, args, but in C sharp, we're using public, static, void, m is in uppercase. And you see that s is in lowercase. Difference, okay? And class name, we have same name, same pattern. All class names start in uppercase, m is in uppercase, m is in uppercase. And this third line here, compare the third line with the fifth line. So we say system.out.println hello world. And here we are getting console.writeline hello world. These will give us same output. This will give us same output. These two programs are identical, will give us same output, but some minor differences between these. Okay. So in this course, goal is to be familiar with at least these two programming languages, C sharp and Java. Okay. But for lab, doing your lab work, you need to install Eclipse and Microsoft Visual Studio. So quickly, if you go, give me one more minute, please. I'm almost done. So if you go to my YouTube channel, CSITEd Experts, then you see I have a playlist over here somewhere. Eclipse. Okay. I have a playlist that says how to install Eclipse. In order to Eclipse you need to install Java JDK first. Okay, this one, Java and Eclipse related videos.
Welcome to the CSITEd Experts Online.
If you do not have Java or Eclipse installed in your computer, if it's messed up or it corrupted, it does not work, please follow my videos. You will get how to install Java. You have to install, in order to install Eclipse, you have to install Java first. Okay, then install Eclipse and configure. Okay, but for shortcut method, we will REPL class to do some small program, but for large program, we will use Eclipse or Visual Studio. Okay. So thank you everybody. So thank you so much. We will see you in our next class.